everybody to Extraordinary Experiences, and we're here with Lisa. We're going to introduce you to her in case you aren't familiar with her. An extraordinary speaker and co-creator in this movement on the Earthship of awakening everybody to their superpowers. We're honored to play in the same arena with Lisa in being speakers and presenters ourselves, and we're finally being able to touch and be in each other's spaces and get her introduced to each other. It's such a pleasure to have her here with us and you here with us as we tickle you with just a little bit of conversation. Thanks, Lisa, for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me on. It's so exciting to meet you in person.
Thank you. Please tell everybody your whole name and what you do.
Of course. My name is Lisa Barnett, and I am an Akashic Record consultant and teacher. I am the author of 2 international best-selling books about the Akashic Records as well, and I have a school. So part of my mission is to teach people to access their own Akashic Records so they can be divinely guided every single day. And I know that this energy is going to elevate you and really make a difference in our ascension with ease.
How did you start doing what you're doing, Lisa?
Well, a bit of a long story because I was actually born very awake. When I was about 3 years old, I realized that I was trapped in a body again. Right?
Oh my hell! No!
Serious?
Because I have a grandchild that when she's the very same way. She says things like, I am a grown-up in a little body. I don't like this body. And we're like, okay. Of course, we know.
Right.
So I get that, okay? If you're listening and you're thinking, oh, come on, 3 years old. I'm telling you, I have a 3-year-old that verbalizes those same things, okay?
Right.
And of course, wanting to keep that field open for her. Did your parents listen to you?
Right. No, this is 60 years ago, right? So my mother, I'd say, I want to go back. I want to go home. And she'd say, but you are home, honey. Now, I have to say the good news was that they were non-religious. They were really kind of non-conformist. They were more creative. So they didn't squash it and tell me I was nuts, which was yay. Thank God for that.
Right.
But this was really before anyone started waking up in those sorts of ways. So they didn't know what to say.
Wow. So how did you navigate with this through your life?
Like everyone's life, I think it's just been a very long road. I lost 2 of my very best friends. They both died in unusual ways when I was a teenager. So I got very angry at Source and thought, what the heck? You're taking my friends away? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
So it was an interesting road. I did the whole very angry, 20-year-old, and that was the 80s,
right.
70s,
right.
70s, in California. So it was kind of a wild time to be around. But of course, I kept getting pulled back by spirit. I kept being reminded that I came to be a healer. So as I worked as an intuitive and an energy healer, I started to realize that I would access this huge information. Every once in a while, when I would be doing a reading for someone who had that high vibration, I'd feel like, woo, this energy would open and I would get passed in their soul contracts and a whole soul plan that they came to share, and I'd be like, wow. But no one was talking about the Akashic Records back then.
Right.
And even though I knew about the Akashic Records, and I would go up to the gates of the Akashic Records, I was taught that we were not allowed to enter. So I would go talk to them and say, please, could you give my client some healing energy or some Akashic information? But I was taught you're not allowed in. And so they yelled at me for almost 5 years.
Wow.
Before I realized who was yelling at me.
Right. Well, this is exciting. Let's spend a moment, if you can, to explain to the viewers what are Akashic Records, please.
Oh, of course. So everyone has their very own personal Akashic record, and that is the recording of your soul's journey throughout time. everything you have ever been or done in a human body, in other planes and dimensions. Some of us have lived in the angelic realm, and of course we've been on many different planes, planets, dimensions. There's so many Pleiadians and Sirians and Arcturians and
Right.
etc. here. So all of that is actually recorded in your Akashic record. And to me, the thing that's really important to realize is that your soul made a plan before you came into the body you're in right now. And that includes some of your gifts and talents, what we often refer to as our soul purpose. So that is literally written about in your personal Akashic record. So having that access and that information is phenomenal.
And you offer the services of looking at those records for people?
I do. So
Okay.
I do readings and energy healings because we want to clear all of that old, outdated karma, soul contracts, old vows that we made of poverty. All of that we can actually clear in an Akashic reading. And the other thing I love to do is to teach people how to do it for themselves.
Wow. I love what you just said. Something that you just said just hit me, in case the listeners didn't hear it, and that was that we've had lives where we've made vows of poverty.
Right.
Wow.
Right? Especially in the last 1,000 years, when religion became very strong on the planet, what would happen is we would come to hold the light, and we would end up often in a religion. We were monks, we were nuns, we were priests, and often we took a vow of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So we can clear all of those old vows, and I find that for so many of the light workers, those vows of poverty really affect us.
Yeah, of course. Wow. Okay, tell everybody how to get a hold of you, please.
So you can find me at akashicknowing.com, and that's AKASHIC Knowing, KNOWING.com. AkashicKnowing.com. There's lots of information there about readings, classes, online classes, my books. It's lots to see.
Wow. Well, I'm thrilled to finally get to meet you face to face. You're so beautiful. Thank you so much. Take a peek at Lisa's website. Tune in further as we continue our conversations, bringing you other extraordinary people. And more than that, find the extraordinary in your own self. We hope you have the most extraordinary day.